1230 KTRF, 93.3 FM. Cloudy sky, we're 39 degrees Thursday. And of course, Thursdays mean it's time for our Hometown Hero. Brought to you by Phillips Iron and Metal, by Oakley Quilting, Roxbury Truck Repair, and the Thief River Falls Regional Airport. And joining us in studio this morning, Kim Swanson. Good morning.
Good morning, Mark.
Good to have you in. It's been a while.
It has been a while. You moved, so.
I can't believe it's been that long that you hadn't even been in our new studios yet. So
Yeah, I know. I usually am trying to get myself on here to promote those Master Gardener activities.
Yeah, which keeps you busy quite a bit, doesn't it?
It does, yes.
Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about that. Also, we're going to talk a lot about 4-H too. But first, I want to go back a little bit and tell us a little bit about Kim Swanson. Where were you born and raised?
I was born and raised in between here and Thief River Falls. So I went to school here in Thief River Falls. Lived here all my life. I think the farthest I've moved away is 5 miles. So been a hometown girl for my whole life.
For the whole time,
Yep.
Thief River Falls. How about schooling? Did you go to college?
I went to the tech college right out of high school, and then about 12 years ago I went back to Northland and got my associate degree.
Okay. Nice to have the college right here, isn't it?
Yes, it was really nice, and I did it nights and weekends until that last year when I had to actually. But I had lots of support from the extension office, so I finished it up. And
Speaking of the extension office, you spent many years there, didn't you?
yes, 35 years. That was an amazing career.
Now, was that one of your first jobs, or how did you settle in there?
I was a 4-H'er, past 4-H'er, so I was very active. I did everything I could get my hands on. I went to all the youth leadership retreats, and I was a state ambassador. And so my first job was Hardee's. And then Beatty Mickelson approached me at church one day and said that there was an opening for a secretary at the extension office part-time. And I had just graduated from secretarial at the AVTI back then. And so I applied and I did get the job. So it was part-time until my children were in school, and then I went full-time after that.
Okay. And what were your duties there? Because you really did a lot with 4-H.
Yeah, it was, 4-H was different back then, where the extension agents back then, they all had a little piece of the 4-H program. So when we first started, it was Terry Cornier and Deb Zach, and they each had a little piece of it, and then Beatty would come in and, help with some of that too. So since I was a 4-H'er, I loved it and I wanted to be involved. So it just kind of grew from there. And then as extension changed, my roles changed, and even for 9 months I was a program coordinator, and then as it just evolves into different things. And I was really lucky to have good support from the extension people that I worked with, and especially the last since Van came in, we worked really well together, and I got to do a lot of 4-H activities that probably most support staff don't get to do, but I love being involved, and my kids were involved. And
that's one of the reasons we wanted you on, because in fact I was talking to Van Swanson when he was in here, and he was one of the kind of helped me to remind me of all the things Kim had done with 4-H. And I said, great idea, because you spent a lot of time with the kids, teaching kids, chaperoning kids. I mean, how many state fairs did you go down and chaperone with?
It was 21. 21 years when my daughter first started. She was 12 years old, and I continued all through. After my kids were gone, I just kept going. I remember starting at the extension office, and I had just started out of college, so I had only missed 1 year of state fair, because I went from 6th grade to, I was a senior too. And that first year when I seen that bus leave and I wasn't on it, that was hard. So I promised myself that if I had children, that I was going to be the chaperone, and I did that, and I continue to do that.
Why? What was so enjoyable down there?
The 4-H'ers. They are amazing youth. They're fun, they're respectful, they're so proud of their work, and they have a good time, and they represent Pennington County so well that, I couldn't ask for a better group of of kids, and the situations that we're in, like the 4-H Hilton, where we have no air conditioning, and it could be 90 degrees during the day and 80 at nights, and only fans and wet washcloths over our foreheads and things, trying to, but they loved it. You either had a love relationship with the state fair or you didn't like it at all. So once you have that good relationship where you're wanting to visit with all the other kids, and you get to meet kids from across,
and you got a chance to
state.
teach a lot of kids. I mean,
Yes.
teach them life skills in going to the state fair, didn't you?
Yes, just being on their own for a little bit. Sometimes that's even one of their first opportunities to be on their own, to just interact with other people, not only youth but adults, because they're going to do conference judging, so they have to interact with the judges. And there's other activities at the state fair too that they get to enjoy, like chef for a day, or there's some other activities that they could volunteer for. So that part of teaching and just being there for them, and it's been so different because when we first started there was no cell phones, so you always had to check in with me, and as time came on, when the cell phones came through, there was just a text, so I knew we were always in communication with them just to make sure everybody's with somebody or not alone. And
do you have any idea how many kids you chaperone down there?
Usually it would range between 30 and 50 depending on the year, so 20 times.
Lots of kids. Lots of kids. Did you make some lifelong friends? I mean, you think back to some of those first chaperones,
yes,
trips that you had, and some of those people maybe they're adults now and have their own kids probably.
Yes, that's the scary part. Even the third generation was coming in on me at the end there. So, but it was great. I mean, it's fun to see them come from 4-H to an adult, and then to be a 4-H parent, and then to get involved with that, because it's a whole different ballgame when you're a 4-H'er to a 4-H parent. So, it's I see them on the streets. I'm still getting invited to their graduations, and different things like that, or their kids' graduations, or
I'm guessing lifelong friendships.
Lifelong friendships forever, yes.
Kim Swanson is our guest today on our Hometown Heroes. We're going to ask her a little bit about her master gardening too here in just a moment. Hometown Heroes brought to you in part by Oakley Quilting. Of course, Oakley Quilting has all kinds of quilt kits. They, of course, carry many quilting lines that include Henry Glass, Quilting Treasures, and many more. And they're adding new fabric all the time too. You can stop in Main Street in Oakley. Oakley Quilting Supply. They're open Monday through Friday 8 to 5 and Saturdays 9 to noon. Also by Roxbury Truck Repair, your truck shop, truck and trailer maintenance and repair. It's Roxbury Truck Repair. Thief River Falls Regional Airport with hassle-free security and free parking. Be sure to check out the benefits of flying local. The Thief River Falls Regional Airport, your front door to the rest of the world. And Phillips Iron and Metal. They accept all ferrous and non-ferrous metals, including but not limited to stainless steel, copper, brass, aluminum, lead, insulated wire, nickel, high-temp alloys, precious metals, etc. And of course, whether you bring the materials to them or they bring them to you, they provide quality service at competitive pricing. Kim Swanson, our guest on Hometown Heroes. Not even after your extension days, but it was during, you got into master gardening, and I'm guessing that was kind of always one of your loves, because part of 4-H seems to be agriculture or horticulture, and you got into master gardening. You've been in for that number of years, haven't you?
Yeah, it'll be 20 years this year. So, yeah, it's it started out, well, Betty Keyser was a master gardener in the office, and she was the other secretary at that time. So, we have to always answer the questions at the office. Yeah. So it was just something that I really needed to do just for my job. And when I went through the face-to-face course, we were with about 20 people. And there's another place where I've got lifelong friends just from that one, or 6 week sessions that we were together and learning about horticulture through the extension service. So we formed a group. We meet monthly, and we've been doing that for 20 years. People come, people go. New ones are coming in, and they're all amazing, and they're all ready to pitch in. They help, so a lot of fun activities we've done with the workshop. I think we've done our 20th or 19th workshop this past year.
And you'll have another workshop coming up?
We have a tour, summer tour,
Okay.
the third Thursday, the last Thursday in June. I think it's
Okay.
around the 27th.
Well, you know, when that happens, you can always come back and tell us about it.
I will do that.
Before we let you go today, just if you could give some advice to young people. It sounds like you followed your dream. You were a 4-H'er, you loved it, you stayed with a lot that was involved with it. What kind of advice do you give kids that are growing up and heading out into the world?
You can follow your dreams. You've got to work hard, and it's probably not the easy way if it's something you really want. If you really want and you're really interested, it probably will be something that I don't know, it'll probably be easy, but some hard steps along the way. If you're going after something that you're not really interested in, then that you can, it's hard to I don't know, it's hard to, I'm sorry, hard to do, but the kids, they're amazing. I see what they're doing, I see what their interests are, and as long as they follow the interests, they can do anything.
Do you have a passion for it?
Yes, yeah.
I understand what you're saying. It can be difficult, but if you have a passion for it, it can maybe make it a little easier along the way, too.
Yeah, it's just like public speaking. Some people, I've seen 4-H'ers that say, I do not want to public speak at all. I don't want to go out there. And I just say, what's your favorite subject? What's your favorite thing to do at home? What's your favorite hobby? I said, just talk 15 minutes, or, not 15, I should say, but even 5 minutes in front of me, and just tell me about it. And I've seen 4-H'ers do that to the point where they're doing a 20-minute demonstration, and they're getting grand champions at the state fair on them. So it's just, as long as you're passionate about something, you will get there.
Well, Kim, we appreciate you stopping by. We're out of time, but thanks so much for coming in. We appreciate it. And like I say, I know you're still busy with Master Gardening, so maybe look forward to visiting with you again sometime.
Great. Thank you so much,
Thanks.
Mark. I'm very humbled that you
Well, we
I'm
appreciate
here.
you coming in. Thanks for all the work with the kids, too.
You're welcome.
Kim Swanson, our guest today on Hometown Heroes, brought to you by Phillips Iron and Metal, by Oakley Quilting, Roxbury Truck Repair, and the Thief River Falls Regional Airport.